Biscuits and tea.
34.
34.
Period. 99.
99, folks. You got 34. Period 99, folks.
Yeah. that was a little much. I'm sorry, guys. A little excited to be on the show.
Welcome back. It's TikTok.
That is. Can we talk about that real quick? When you go on a TikTok, it isn't like when you go onto Instagram and the sound is muted, and on Facebook when you're scrolling and you can decide when you want to listen to things. No. TikTok coming at you hot, so loud,
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Is that what TikTok? I don't think I've been on TikTok's app yet.
Yeah.
How
Are
They
they?
got some
They
really
just,
cool TikToks coming.
they just throw that at you.
Oh my God.
It is. You know what? Because you know what's so funny though, because just like all these platforms, YouTube has changed from funny cat videos. I mean, they're still out there, right,
Yeah.
from the beginning. Facebook has changed dramatically. TikTok is not going to be this.
First
in
off,
10 years.
YouTube did not start as funny cat videos.
Okay, no, I don't remember the very first one.
You don't
I know
remember the
very
first? You
video.
don't remember that early albino black sheep and
I remember
the end
the
of
angry orange.
the angry orange. He was a little later. It'd be the end of the world video.
Oh, I think we might have talked about this. I
We
know
might
what
have
you're
talked-
talking about,
it's-
but I
it's
didn't know that.
It's like that clip art kind
Yeah.
of sketches
Okay.
is where
Yeah,
YouTube
TikTok
found
not
its
going.
footing.
That's not happening.
I don't even know how to explain TikTok because it is different than anything else that's been out. I mean, it's kind of like Vine a little bit, but not really. And
Yeah.
it's just like stimulus overload. Like,
I get sucked into on YouTube binges. I get sucked into the 12-minute TikTok track runners videos
yeah.
and all that. And I don't know what these kids are doing, but somehow it's entertaining and I'm intrigued and I'm also just kind of confused at the same time and I can't really stop watching and just
Yeah.
I don't know what they're up to, but it seems like they're having fun, so
They definitely are. The problem I have with scrolling in general and maybe a little bit with TikTok, but it's no different than any other social media. If you get out of a bad TikTok or Instagram scroll, I don't ever feel good.
yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't ever feel like I spent the last 5 minutes really well. Like I feel like I've been cheated. I feel somehow that they stole something from me.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed it while I was going, but it's really just dopamine in your brain going, yes, next one.
Yes.
Next one. Where's that?
Your brain's a bit different because if I enjoyed the last 5 minutes, even if I got nothing out of it, I'm a happy camper. I mean, you know what? I had a good time that last 5 minutes, so I didn't gain anything from it except for dopamine, but I like dopamine, so.
I mean, it just depends. I mean, like everything in moderation, right? But
Yeah.
that time can definitely be used in a more efficient way, in a way that you can actually better rest yourself and prepare yourself for the next hour of your day or the next. You don't need to be waking up in the morning. I feel bad about in the morning when I wake up and I just start looking through my email, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. But it's like I get a head start on my day in some cases, but it's also like, man, I wish I would have just woken up, ate my breakfast, read the did my little own thing, and then I went on to do stuff. I feel like it'd be way more.
I used to do that, and now I wake up and just the time difference works out. I'm gonna say, I wonder what these fucking cops were up to last night, and I just go through that for an hour and a half.
Yeah,
and just
it's scary.
Okay, I guess this is where we're at today.
Like that. Yeah, I generally avoid. I actually don't like to talk even in the morning first. Like it's just like I don't know. It's weird. If you think about how what a weird time. 100 years ago, 1920, when they woke up in the morning, you would have to go down to some little kid on the corner going, "Get your papers." get your biscuits, get your tea, get your paper. You'd have to go down there first. So you'd have to. There's no there's no overload.
You're like searching. You have to literally go out and search for information, and then even that information you get is going to be very biased, more than likely, because it's coming from three major sources. And it's just like, okay, that was how society was formed, and those are the people. Honestly, those generations are the leading problem to what we're in right now, and it's kind of
it's on them.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty incredible.
I was just thinking it was so smart. I don't know if it was smart. I don't know if it was intentional of Trump just to coin fake news right away.
Yeah,
just genius move on his.
Can I hear that quote one more time again? That he said to the reporter, "What happened?" That's one of my favorite quotes.
Which one?
Down. You know what you told it to me. What he said to a reporter who asked him about the
the reporters. What do you tell Americans? This is with Corona, so this is like the maybe fourth biggest issue that we faced in 2020 in the U.S. We didn't talk about Corona, just that little coronavirus, that little bug flying around. It's not a big deal, but these reporters, what do you tell Americans who are worried about their jobs, about their security, about their health right now? What do you tell them to give them some hope and to help them believe that there's going to be positivity in the future? He just goes, I tell them you're a terrible reporter.
I thought it was something like, I tell them that you're a terrible reporter and this is fake news or something. Something a lot.
It's a terrible reporter. You're fake news. So
I don't care about anything you've just said. I just want to be screw you.
All he registered was, what are you going to tell the people? And he goes, okay, that guy's from CNN or that girl's from CNN. He's just like, I know exactly what I'm going to say. So amazing.
That is so insane. And I did listen to. Is there been a? I don't know what to just to end this little thing before you go on to what you're. Did they name a vice president, Joe Biden? I feel like I haven't seen Joe Biden.
Oh, I don't think.
Wow, so. I don't know if he's marching or protesting.
I don't think he's named anything. I think he was. I don't know if he's marching. I think he was involved in some way.
Okay. I mean, I know they all are. It's weird because you don't know. You can never know with the way the current administration is.
You see the DC governor's going off on Trump right now. She renamed like some of the streets Black Lives Matter. She renamed them. They literally put up. I'm sure you saw the big painting that she did.
No, I haven't. I saw a headline that said something along the lines, and I didn't click on it. And I just saw the little thumbnail that looked like it had the big start of a B on the street.
It's almost 2 blocks of just
to the
Black
White
Lives. It's the same paint they would use for the lines, the little yellow lines on the highway.
Yeah.
So it's the same paint. It's like 2 blocks of Black Lives Matter, but she's also renaming streets right outside the White House to Black Lives Matter. And that's it's apparently official. If you go on Google Maps, now that's going to be the street name.
Oh my God! I wonder.
Yeah, she's
going so much power. He has so much control over everything. He can stop everything. Okay. Okay.
I don't know what what if we had what if America had a dictator? Do you know, and I don't remember who it was, one of these super smart guys that was friends with Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein obviously moved to the U.S. to do all his stuff, do a lot of his research and stuff like that. But he had super smart friends. I forget the name of them. They're all guys that you would know, that creations and inventions, all that stuff. One of them was like not an anthropologist, maybe a political scientist. I don't remember exactly. He was ridiculously smart. And he like in an interview, he goes, I don't know if he was German, but he was like, yes, I know that there is a way to make a dictator in USA. I can do it. I can prove it legally that this is a way to do it. So he had figured out a loophole. And that was a legal loophole. And this is like a super brain genius.
Yeah,
it was it's like an Elon Musk type character. I'm sure we could Google it and figure out who it was. And his friends were like, bitch, you are a foreigner. You want to shut up about, don't tell people that you know how to be like, or on a green card. Shut up.
Yeah.
You know?
Is
Wow.
this all the people in the Manhattan Project though? Were they
Ooh, well,
all
you
of
talking
those?
about the Germans, the ones
No,
that we brought over?
all the Germans on the Manhattan Project, and the Americans both, who they were working on that project forever, and then they
Yeah.
saw the bombs get dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and they're just, oh well, that was terrible. Like that was a. It's like you guys knew what you were doing.
Oh yeah.
Were you not getting paid vast sums of money to build these massive bombs? Like, what did you think they're going to be used for? You can't just build these things and design them and then
Yeah.
say, "Oh, we had nothing to. We don't support them being dropped on somebody."
They knew. I mean, a lot of. I feel bad for some of those like people who make weapons and stuff like that don't know what they're going to be used or like use a technology like Tesla's renowned for having created some crazy stuff that he either wanted to give out to the entire world in an effort to end wars because it would just be ultimate mutual destruction, like assured mutual destruction. So he wanted to give everyone this weapon. Therefore, I mean, and he's obviously credited with wanting to have free electricity for the entire planet. He's being funded though by these guys who are in a, business war trying to, win the market using electricity during those times. So yeah, it's kind of insane. I don't know. But yeah, that dude was crazy. Do you want to tell me now about this man that's getting pushed over?
Oh,
The man was pushed over?
Yeah, sorry about that noise, guys. I had to get rid of a squeaky chair. It was
Oh.
just getting to a point where I just can't take it anymore. I'm gonna get rid of it after this podcast. It's over. It's done. So
Do you want to do a press conference?
yeah,
I feel like yeah. Go ahead.
you should set it on fire.
yeah. Thank you all for coming in today. Past 3 weeks, it's been difficult. I've been trying to really do my best in my work remotely, and now getting back in the real world. And through those times, I have been trying to sit down in my chair, and every time I move, the slightest movement, I hear noises of squeaking. And I've asked multiple people to look into this issue, and there's no solution. And it's come to my attention that I need to make the decision for myself, to better myself and to better the people around me, to move on from this chair. And I appreciate everyone's support. I'll take
Hey,
questions
Michael
now.
James. Michael James, 6FR News Radio, Connecticut.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Yeah, I'd like to know, why did it take you 3 weeks to get a squeaky chair out? We elected you to move things quickly in this district. I don't feel that you represent the community, and I'd actually like to ask for your resignation here at this press conference. Thank you.
And I would tell you that you're fake news.
You're fake news. Can we do that in like actual, like Tyler and I do this after games now? Hey, you missed an open goal, or like they go to Tyler, you let in a really easy goal. Well, I think you're fucking fake news, and you're a terrible reporter. We have video footage of nope, fake news.
That's what I should have. I should have said I had a bad pass today. Luckily, we didn't get punished for it at the end.
Yeah.
But our coach afterwards was messing around. I was like, "Oh, what was that? Like, you can't go 45 minutes without a mistake," because that was like the one thing I did wrong. Right. I was like, "Oh, like if the grass was a little shorter, maybe the guy was a little closer to me." I should have just gone with the fake news route. Just like, what are you talking about? Do you?
Yeah.
It wasn't filmed. The game wasn't filmed. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So speaking of fake news,
yeah.
I'm going to leave names out, but this morning I'm seeing, posts that, Will, you didn't see this post yet, but it was in Buffalo, right, Tyler? Is that where it was?
Is this okay? So if this is a
75-year-old white guy standing out protesting, cops approach him. He's a frail old man, and it's obvious. It's obvious. They push him. He stumbles backwards. Falls,
he looks like
hits his head.
He looks like a chemistry teacher who's been in the school system for like 50 years.
Yeah. And he falls back after being pushed and hits his head on the concrete. Blood is coming out of his head, and cops continue to walk past him. One cop, you can literally see him try to go and see if he can do something to help him, and the cop pushes him off away from him. and like they just keep
What?
moving forward
So
and then
they
start
don't
arresting other
wanna
protesters. Yeah, they wouldn't
so he
help him.
didn't wanna check.
He was just laying there. He's
So
just laying there with blood coming out of his head. And there's still people that are like, "Oh, he's an actor. He's an actor."
He's an actor?
The old guy, yeah.
In what world? Why did they push him, sorry, in the first place? What was the,
He was in their way. They wanted to walk forward, and they couldn't take a step to the left or the right. So the easiest thing was to do is just go through.
so what's the easiest thing to do for a 75-year-old man is to walk through him and not around him? Like, the idea that they needed to shove anyone, like, yeah.
It isn't
Could
like
you,
a.
sir,
I
could you
will.
move
I will
over?
say it isn't like a full on like push, right?
Right.
But
Okay.
you don't need to full on push a 75-year-old. When a
I
75-year-old
don't
is in front of you, all you really need to do is give them a little, a little push, and then
was
they're down.
he being hostile? I'm sorry, I don't
No,
understand.
no,
Was he
no, no,
hostile?
no. I mean, from the video that I've seen and everything else that I've read about it, like he was there protesting, but
Okay.
like what he's old, man. He's not going to do anything harmful. He can't. He was like very frail, very old.
Wow.
So that's what. So it is okay. That starts to make sense because I seen that video. I didn't connect it with that's why the 70 or whatever Buffalo cops quit. So they quit because that cop got reprimanded
Reprimanded
for
how?
that.
Sorry, do we know what exactly?
I think he just probably probation. I don't think he got
I think they
fired.
got suspended without pay. I have to confirm that. But then in response this morning, there was a bunch of police officers basically that resigned because of the way. Yeah,
So
but they're still getting paid. They're still all of them are
That's-
still on staff getting paid. They're just going to get pulled to another assignment.
That's the Buffalo police force breaking point. Is it's not
Yeah.
when they're beating the shit out of peaceful protesters. It's when two of their guys get in trouble for splitting a 75-year-old's head
Yeah.
open.
I mean,
Is what they're.
okay, so I'm obvious. I found it.
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ! These things are just so hard to watch, man.
Did the way that I depicted it
They're-
was accurate?
That is accurate. It is accurate, but you're still being nice because he's a 70. There's no shove needed.
You don't touch
Move
him.
with your fucking pinky, and
Yeah.
just go like this. Like he's not going to have backward balance. He hasn't walked backwards in the last 30 years. Okay, he's not going to be able to handle some backward force. He has not walked backwards in 30 years.
Yeah.
There's
yeah,
no
it's-
need. There's no need. It's pathetic.
You just don't need to touch
dude.
him in general. You don't need to touch him. Do not touch
At all.
old people unless you're helping them walk across the street or you're helping them do something, carry their growth, like whatever. Like all you should be doing for old people is just respecting them and being helpful for them, not going and pushing them and expecting them to have the athletic ability to catch their fall. Like,
No.
and then he hits his head.
Yeah, like,
dude. Like, why does no one help
That
him?
doesn't look good. Yeah.
Why does no one help him?
Yeah, old people. They do. A lot of them do need to be verbally reprimanded, but
Yeah.
they're not. None of it sink in. Really, you just need to wait for whatever ones have whatever views that don't fit in with the modern world just to die off.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I've
that
been
was-
saying. Yeah,
that's what B said in the last podcast. Yeah.
we just gotta. I mean, obviously, we gotta
to
make sure that we spread positive messages to people that are around us and make sure we can help solve these problems. But a lot of these people are too far gone. We just gotta wait it out.
You know, COVID's coming in hot, so maybe that
Yeah.
will take care of a few of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the
Did you guys see the video of Levi in Austin?
I don't know, and I don't see any videos. You are my one source. This show is my
I'm your
one
one
source
source.
of connection
This one,
because it's too much. It's too much coming in, too hot. There's
Yeah.
way too
I
many
can't.
things
I
coming.
can't stop. I can't stop watching them. It's like and I'm becoming. I was really like mentally like fucked up probably 2 days ago. Just all of it was just even like. Usually when I'm on the field, I'm playing. Everything just everything blocked out. Whatever. You're just on the field. You're playing soccer, and you don't think this.
Still there.
We were playing a friendly like 2 days ago, and it was all just that was all I was thinking about the entire time. It's
Yeah.
just all the videos, what's going on back
Yeah.
home.
Ugh.
Yeah, no.
I couldn't get it out of my. But let me show you guys. This is. It's a 16-year-old who's just standing on a hill in Austin, Texas, and they dome him in the head with a rubber bullet, and I think he's gonna pass away
Oh
maybe
man.
today or tomorrow.
Okay, so yeah, I think you obviously mentioned something like that. Did you guys know? And I didn't know this.
No, this isn't Remy. I know what you're talking. This is a different thing. This is a different kid.
Oh, I see what I mean.
Yeah.
The second you refer
Yeah,
to, oh yeah,
no,
you remember that one? No, oh, you mean the other one? The other 6
No.
that happened in the meantime? It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I put this link,
All right,
and this video. This is one of the more fucked up ones.
where did you just send this?
In the chat on.
Oh, in Google.
Here we go. Let's see what this is. Ruin my day.
I'm always, yeah, I'm always. It's video.
They won't let me see it.
So the video's unavailable
Yeah.
for me. Is that because it's too graphic, or is it because of location? There,
What
the video's unavailable for. I don't know if that's. I can hear it
for both
Yeah.
of you?
for YouTube.
Yeah.
For both of you, it's unavailable.
Yeah, YouTube. Maybe YouTube is deciding. Yeah, no, we're not gonna. See, what's the deal with all
Let's
these
not,
other companies?
let's
they're
not
doing?
run advertisements on that one.
Oh my god! Do you guys know who the channel is for this video? It's XAEA12.
Oh, did they? That's X Ash. You mean X Ash?
That's Ash.
Elon Musk's son.
Okay. Let me find a different.
Yeah,
He is
Alright, you
really
guys keep
smart.
talking.
He's already posting online.
That's because he's got the Neuralink. They plugged that kid. You know he came out. As a matter of fact, they probably did that while he was inside of her. They're like, umbilical cord. Let's just go ahead and plug up an internet. Let's get an Ethernet cable going through her stomach. And there, Elon was like, I want this kid. I want him ready to go. I guarantee you. What sort of experiments do you think? Because we talked about CRISPR a while ago.
Interesting.
You know how many celebrities
Over on the east side of I-35.
we can hear what
right
you're.
near some
We can hear you, Tyler.
How do you guys able to hear that so
And
well?
as a matter of fact, if I can hear it, that means everybody else.
Everyone else can hear it.
Can hear it.
Professionally produced.
Okay.
Welcome into Biscuits and Tea. We got Tyler sifting through shady content.
Go to like 30 seconds of this video. This video should be good. Go to like 30 seconds in. I don't know if they're going to show you the second shots or where you actually see the damage from it, but
30 seconds into the video.
it might be better.
Is there
for
any
mental health if you
context for this? Why is there?
What?
Is there any context?
There was.
I see him slump over. Oh my god.
Do they have the second shots of like people coming up to him?
Well, what I can see here is that people are carrying a kid who was just standing there. I don't understand. So what was? Oh, what? Am I supposed to hope that was just like not friendly fire, but an innocent, like they accidentally?
Yeah, that's bad.
No, they're aiming for heads. No, they're just obviously there was something that was happening before. The Austin police are out of control. All of Texas is Austin, Houston, and Dallas are all just crazy right
Really?
now. But there was definitely something before, but it's a kid standing on a hill
Right.
not doing anything.
I don't-
Someone just there's no one else. There's no one within 20 yards
Exactly.
of him.
What's the? It's what a weird, what an insane time.
Yeah.
2020, and we were like, yes, 2020. We got 20 and 20 in the year. Everybody was just like, this is about greatest year. Only happened once. Like 30-30 is going to be looking back like on this, being like, they thought 2020 was it's going to aliens and just like what's going to.
This is going to change the definition of 2020 vision somehow.
Oh.
2020 vision is just going to be that you just see shit.
Yeah, you can't see
all
anything.
you just see red.
Yeah.
Jeez.
This year actually has been crazy. Yeah, what's up? What were you gonna say?
Can you guys believe the Australian fires were this year?
Was that really this year?
Australia was burning to the ground in 2020.
That was this year. So when was that? January?
That was this year. Everyone was upset about a bunch of koalas getting set on fire. That was this year.
So when was the Amazon rainforest burning down? Was that last year? You didn't know the Brazil?
With Brazil?
Yeah, the Amazon.
I think that's just been for the past 5 years, and people just cared about it the last year.
Isn't it amazing?
No,
how like
Yeah.
all these things, just like even coronavirus is a perfect example. I haven't heard someone talk about the coronavirus in like 10 days.
Wow.
Well, you know who's talking about the coronavirus is I've just gotten introduced to Twitter.
Okay.
It's all the right wing's all talking about coronavirus
What
now.
are
They're
they?
like, oh, you guys don't care about
Oh.
coronavirus anymore. Like, what happened to 6 feet? Like,
Okay. Well, I don't know what to think, because this is the idea of, imagine being you're a modern human now. What do you get up and worry about? Which thing am I? There's so much happening right now that I don't know where you're supposed to look. Is there been so the world is not necessarily ending or anything. Like, what is it like? What are world wars like? I hope we're not gearing up for any sort of world
I know.
war, because
I don't think we can. I don't. I would just assume that nuclear weapons have
well, you're assuming that the powers,
almost.
but I agree.
If you,
Yeah, I hope.
if you, it would have to be got to the point to where someone realizes that all hope is lost for them, so they're just going to take everyone down with them.
That's that seems to be like the most likely scenario for something to happen. But what would have to happen for the? Okay, we have to choose what: USA, Russia, China. You got Pakistan's got them. I think India has them also. Right. There are a few other.
Yeah, I don't know where all of our anti-missile
Yeah.
grids
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
either. I don't know where we have abilities to shoot everything down or not.
Well, and obviously people are worried about Iran getting them. But did you guys know? Is it Kim Jong Un? You guys know Kim Jong Un, the
Mhm.
North Korean
Yeah.
leader? I think it's Kim Jong Un. I always get him mixed up with his dad or whoever was in power before. Did you know he was supposed to
Dennis
be
Rodman.
Dennis Rodman? Yeah, that's a thing. That's a really weird. What a weird thing. You used to get rebounds, and now somehow you're talking to the leader of this country who wants to get a nuclear bomb so he can threaten the U.S. more and send it to L.A. because it would be possible for them to do so from a ship. Like, it's such a weird thing. But he was supposed to be dead. They thought he was
Yeah.
dead.
Were we talking about this last time, or were we
No.
talking about this through
No,
something
we
else?
haven't. We didn't touch
No.
North Korea. We haven't ever.
We've
He was
been
supposed to be dead.
very careful with North Korea.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
That's where all our ad revenue comes, is North Korea.
it's been broadcasting there.
We gotta appease the masses.
What a strange place. Would you guys go? You can go. You can apply and
No,
go to
I'm
North Korea.
good.
Would you?
I'm good.
Yeah, I have
I'm
Come on.
I have a friend who plays. Not a friend. I have a old teammate who plays for the Philippines national team. So for the World Cup qualifyings, they go into North Korea to play.
What's he say?
He says it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Would you rather
Just
go to North Korea or Blackpool?
I would rather go to North Korea personally. I'd rather go.
People they have no
I feel
context for
honestly-
that, but yeah.
Honestly, I feel more safe in North Korea than any place I've ever been in England.
Yeah, I mean, the idea of having to stage, what a job too. They get people that have to be staged customers, so they'll parade Westerners at times through a staged scene to make sure that you believe that life is normal there.
Yeah.
So you'll have essentially a handler, when you come into the country, for certain people and that are coming in, and they take you you want to go to the mall? Great. Then someone has to go with you, and they're like, it's a tour guide, but it's not. It's their handler who
I've heard
makes
of this.
sure that you don't run off and start going,
They have a bunch of fruit stores with plastic fruit all in them to show that all their
whatever, the whole thing. Yeah, and the idea is obviously to keep separation between you and the citizens, and also, to make sure you don't see anything you're not supposed to see. Go report on it.
We're gonna need that for tourism in the U.S. this summer.
Is there tourism? What is the big selling point to go to the U.S. right now? Unless you're willing
Right now,
to help with
I would say a weak dollar.
a weak dollar,
Yeah, it's probably the biggest selling
looting
point.
and riots in cities while the police are out doesn't.
Oh, maybe you can find one place that's a little.
Where's chilling? Where in the U.S. right now?
I would go to
Chilling?
I would go to Key West. Key West is the one place I would
Florida?
go as far.
Is Key West in Florida?
Yeah, it's like so you got Florida, and then you got a bunch of little small islands that slowly trail
Oh,
down towards Cuba,
okay.
and it's one of the last
Okay.
ones. So it's about as far you can get off of the mainland of the U.S. without going to Hawaii. I guess Alaska. Alaska would probably be kind of
It's
dope.
summer, right? People go there
Summer.
now.
It's summer. That's when people go to
Are you
Alaska.
guys sure there's nothing going on? Are you sure that people just don't? We don't
In
report on
Alaska,
Alaska.
so Honolulu, there is. We talked about this last time. Honolulu does have stuff
Okay.
happening, but Hawaii, there's still other islands I think you could go to, but they are quarantining people for 2 weeks. So if you go to Hawaii, you gotta spend like 2 weeks quarantine. So I don't know what you plan a month out there. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry about that. 11 hours ago, Alaskans call for justice for George Floyd.
Oh, okay, so we can't go to Alaska.
So it's a full world thing. I mean, it seems to be much more peaceful than what's going on. And there's they're sitting, but like, yeah,
I would assume there's much more like in Alaska in those cities. All of the citizens know all the cops on a personal basis. I would assume it's much more
do they not know?
community.
So the big cities, yeah. So yeah,
Even Anchorage,
Yeah.
even Anchorage, I would assume people know all the like everyone has to know
Yeah.
each other up there.
So that's the big issue. It's really an us versus them idea where you can, like we said, not identify with a 75-year-old man, a 16-year-old kid on a hill, or just the people in front of you. These are your neighbors who you like go to the stores and like you ask, hey man, how's it going? Can I get that thing? Yeah, sure, I'll give it back to you. That's the same dude that you're now beating with a baton or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it is nice to see.
I can't understand how you could bring yourself, like, what kind of brainwashing and like what kind of anger do you have to have as a human to go after an old person or go after like, even if they're doing something like to shoot someone with a rubber bullet and potentially kill them like that, or even like just to have the potential of that. Why would you want to do that unless it was the only decision you could make? Like, you had no other choice but to do something. And that's what their force is supposed to be used for, is last resort. And it's just not like that. It's not like that at all. It's so quick.
Have you seen some of the stuff they're pulling out too that our police forces apparently have, like the armored
Oh my
trucks and
gosh.
stuff? With like,
Yeah.
just some of the stuff we could take over. Our police force could take over
Yeah.
like half of the countries in Europe
Yeah,
just
small
with our
small
police
countries.
force.
Yeah, they could just run right
Just
through them.
Yeah. No,
they have
it's bad.
armored trucks. They have some crazy stuff.
We got people in the United States, elementary school teachers, they have to go buy their own school supplies. And then we have cops running around the streets with Captain America shields and RoboCop suits. It's like, okay, can we really not get doctors in our publicly funded programs of things they need? Okay, makes sense.
No, sir.
That's what I had a Facebook post like a week ago or a few days ago. I was like, we're spending half of our budget on our military.
Yeah.
And now our military is being used to beat the shit out of us.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we're told there's not money for healthcare, there's not money for schools,
Right.
there's not money for college, there's not money for roads,
Yeah.
there's not money for social programs, there's not money for housing, there's not money for food, because we're putting all this money into us getting the shit beaten out of us.
Yeah.
Like, where,
Protection. No,
where's the logic in this country?
Yeah, it is a really weird racket that we have going on. I wonder what we're gonna look like. I wonder how, like, how you can look back at, like, you look at like the Middle Ages and you're like, huh, wow, you dealt with the bubonic plague. You guys were going and doing the Crusades. You savages,
Yeah.
disgusting. You went over there and you killed those people. And it's like,
Yeah.
500 years.
It's all how you tell the story.
The example people like using for that question too is chemotherapy, where they like saying like, oh, well, okay, that's the one thing we can do. That's the best we know is chemotherapy. The best we know for a civilization is not just beating the fuck out of anybody that disagrees with you. That is not there are other solutions. There's no other solution to cancer that we have.
There's plenty of old people that I don't like. Sorry, Will. There's plenty of old people that I don't like, and that there's plenty of people with bad opinions that it makes me want to fight them, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not. If the old man is on the corner of the street screaming in my face some profanity and racist stuff, like I'm going to be upset, but I'm not going to push him over and
Right.
like possibly kill him. You know, it's the
What
same
a
thing.
weird.
What if it's Trump?
Huh?
Yeah.
What if it's Trump?
No, no.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hurt
He doesn't
anybody.
get it. Yeah.
What's that
Can you
gonna do?
imagine a punch? Sorry, I just wanted. Can you imagine any athletic movement from that man?
No, dude.
Like,
Have you seen the way he
does he work
stands?
out?
Have you seen the way he stands?
I've seen that. He must have. We should definitely ask my dad to give a breakdown of his.
Yeah. What the hell is
his
that?
spine. What happened?
What the hell's going
Yeah,
on?
He's got an issue. Yeah, he's got a little issue. We're gonna get on that yoga. We
The
need to
dude's
hook him up
got
with some
what,
yoga
$1
with
billion?
some
He
stretches.
can't fix his stance. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, I don't know.
He looks
I'm
like
gonna
he's
give us a
tipping
hard.
forward. He's gonna like he has like
He is.
a weight in his head
He
or
almost
something.
looks like one of those. Yeah, you know those little red birds that keep they'll just keep dipping down into the water.
Oh, yeah.
They
Yeah.
put 'em on the glass, and
Just in the constant process of bobbing his head like one of those things. I don't know what those are called. That's a good point.
I don't know what they are. That's like straight out of this
Yeah,
80s.
yeah, I remember that. Okay, I wanted to take a hard turn right so we
Turn!
don't destroy all
Can
of.
we turn left?
We can turn.
Can
We
we
can turn left. We
avoid?
got a left and a right. So
Okay, I'll take a hard
all right,
left.
we'll take a hard left.
Well, we turned left and right. We're just back where we were.
Right. No, I'm saying we'll take a no. We'll take a left.
No, I guess we're just
Take a left. Yeah,
no,
we're
no,
going
just
straight at the
heading-
same
no,
time.
we're going straight, just a different.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. We could do that. We could do
So
a left
if
and
we
right.
go left. So when I eat generally is when I take I pause to eat. I don't do anything when I eat. I will normally watch something, chill. It's freaking done. I don't want to do anything. Focus, right? And B knows this at least. What I watch will be in another language, right? It's an opportunity for me to use that time to do some stuff, right? So I have an issue that I've never really had because I'm very, like I said, I use the time mainly for languages. I don't care. I'm giving. If your series is not that big, it doesn't have to win an Emmy or an Oscar. It doesn't have to be that. I just gotta get some good stuff. So I rarely think about the actors. I can understand when the show is gonna be a little bad. I have never in my life seen. There is a guy, and I don't know if I should. I don't give a shit. There's a show called The Monarch. Okay. I think it's called La Monarca. Yeah, because it's in Spanish.
Okay.
Everybody speaks Spanish. They're a family that is a mixed family. There's a mom from Mexico. The dad is from the U.S. and the kid she speaks the Spanglish thing. You know, they're from Los Angeles, right? The dad. He can't speak any Spanish. The acting is so bad that 2 days ago, when he was typing at the keyboard, I didn't believe his typing. It's so everything about, I swear to God, everything about his acting is so bad that it's so bad. I can't explain this. Like, if we could put up clips of this, it'd be like having Denzel Washington and like Meryl Streep, George Clooney, like all these like super bad, like badass actors, and then you just put in like the guy from like 7-Eleven down by the street, and he's just in there. He's like, and they're like, "What are we gonna do? I don't know what we're gonna do, but it's fucking so." And I can't.
And it's just
I
one
can't watch
guy.
the show.
It's just one guy.
It sounds like the Spanish soap operas they used to show us in Spanish class every now and then.
It's kind of like this, but it made me think it's crooked. Something's wrong. I know he is the son of the director.
Oh, he's just padding his little CV.
Something happened, Tyler. If I were able, you're not going to watch the show. You're not going to do this. You just like people. You have to trust me. This is one of those times where you like get a guy on your team who toe pokes the ball all the time, and you go and you find out, okay, he's married to the president's daughter. All right, it's one of those.
Let him toe poke the ball.
Yeah.
We want
Dude,
free uniforms. Yeah, I want new uniforms every year. Just let the kid.
let him. Yeah, it's fine. And everybody knows it.
Yeah.
So like I can imagine the set, like everybody just like what the director has to be okay with this. Yeah. You did great. You did great, Johnny. You're looking up. All the actors. Yeah. Everybody has to buy in on it.
That's hilarious.
What a racket, you know? I can't. Yeah, whatever. I needed to get that.
That's
out 'cause I can't.
amazing. No, it's always
I can't
amazing
handle
to see. It's not even. I don't know. You like. It's funny when those kids realize at some point that okay, I'm only here because of my dad or my mom or whatever.
Do
Or like when
they?
they have that realization, like I've had a couple of kids realize that, and they shortly quit, and they're like, okay, I'm going to figure out what I want to do and what I want to be about, and not, use this. But that stuff only carries you so far. And yes, it can carry you to making money and things like that, but that doesn't mean that people are going to respect you or like what you do or respect your work or anything like that. And when you get to a certain level, it's
I
like that's what you want, is you want to be respected by people, and you want to be doing good things, that people support you and they like you, and you're doing good things. And like you can't just do that if you have money. It doesn't matter. Like that's a different level of doing stuff as a human. So it's pretty bizarre.
playing wise, I can't really think of a kid that fits that, which has me somewhat concerned.
You're the
because
Your mom and
because
dad.
what if I
Your mom and dad have
I'm
been
the-
just sending money into the Croatian club. Just give him a trial. Just give him a trial.
yeah. Well, that's like that thing that happened with the college scandal,
Yeah.
right? You guys,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
I
yeah.
heard about that. Well, I think we talked about that, B, but it wasn't on
That was
Biscuits and
B,
Tea.
right?
You actually told me about that. You're like, yeah, I think you did.
Yeah,
We
it's
must have been having a
from
meeting about something else.
was it that show Full House? There's some of the
Fuller
actors
House
were
and Full House.
yeah. So like they were involved in it, and they were just basically just paying off the schools to allow them to get into these Ivy League schools and things like that. And it came out. And there's a large
But do you-
network of rich people that have been doing this. Which
Yeah, but
am I
you know
surprised?
how they did it? I know. Do you know how they were doing it? They were paying to fake charities, I believe it was, or fake donations, something along those lines. That's how they were doing it. God knows
Really
how much.
bad.
I mean, they were paying a lot of money too. Like, by the way, and there was a guy coordinating. But for the daughter or son, whichever one it was, at least in one of these, they had to take a picture of him in a rowing. I think there's a picture. There's a picture they had to take because they were also going to pad his or her CV,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
CV, but
So,
resume, whatever.
Yeah.
By that they're a rower. I don't know if they were going to get a scholarship or anything. So like I think, and I haven't seen the picture, so we should just Google it right now. But like those rowers that they like have like at like the gym. Apparently, it was something like that, like that they put him in a picture of that, and like you see. And so yeah, I don't know how complicit all the kids really were, but I saw a quote from a kid.
That's
What's that?
I would say, but that's a lot. Getting into schools is a lot different than I know over here. It's a big problem where like someone knows a director, then they just kind of slip them into this
Yeah.
club. If you get into a college like USC. I know USC was one of the schools. You can just hide in the shadows at USC. No one's ever gonna find you in your little econ class. No one's ever, because really most kids, if you get into a college and you actually try, you're gonna
You'll
do fine,
pass.
no matter what college you get into. You'll pass, you'll be fine. But if you don't know how to play and you get put on a field,
That happens. Though.
it's
It does
gonna
happen.
show.
Those guys.
Oh yeah. Oh
It
yeah.
does. No,
You know those stories of guys tricking.
Oh my
One of the
God.
worst happened at Newcastle, I think, or I think it was maybe it was Bobby Robson.
No, I like that. You remember the video we made a long time ago? The Brazilian guy.
What is his name? That's what I was referring to, Will, and I was like, we could do this as like a marketing thing. What was it?
Robert.
The video. Oh yeah, of the guy that faked it. Yeah, exactly. That's basically what I was going to talk about. I forget his name too. They made a movie out of
Carlos. I think it was Carlos something.
Yeah, he faked his entire career.
And you
He
can
was
do
getting
that.
Injured. You can do that. But
I think it's a lot harder now. I
Just
think it was a
happened.
lot
Just happened.
easier back then because this was in like the 90s and 80s where you couldn't just look.
Tyler,
up
do you remember
online
though when I was
and
telling you
like,
about that
where's your-
teammate that I had that came out of
Yeah,
state?
yeah. He just took someone else highlights.
What a racket!
That is 100% thing in the U.S. especially because you have a bunch of idiot USA coaches trying to find the next guy to bring in and get him in my system, and rather than trying to just go and actually recruit, you just take the easy way out and just take whoever Europe doesn't want, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of kids, for whatever reason, I don't know why. There's a lot of kids in Europe that do want to come play in the U.S.
What do you
for
mean? Why
college.
not?
I don't.
Before
not?
before this situation, America is a.
I get where this is like most. It's good to go, but when you ask them, this is a lot through my DMs.
Sure.
A lot, they're like, "Hey, I want to go to US." They're like, "Well, why do you want to go to the US?" And like, "Well, I want to go pro." And I'm kind of just sitting here like, "What? Like, you're in Europe. Stay where systems are. Why would you go to the US to go to spend 4 years and not a pro system?"
Yeah, they have.
And then try to drag that back to just there's kids in like I get messages of kids in Finland who are saying, "Oh, well, we don't have a system here where I can really just you go to the second, go to the
Right.
yucking like go to the second tier, get games in the second tier, and you
Move
can
up.
slowly
Yeah.
branch
They
out."
have
Yeah.
no idea how the cards are stacked against them in the U.S.
Oh
in
my
the MLS.
gosh.
The network.
No, no,
They
no,
have
no, no.
no idea.
Impossible. It's literally
Literally
impossible.
impossible.
idea.
Like
Yeah.
you come here as a foreigner, like
Oh,
it's oh my gosh, dude. It's you're
they
gonna have
think
so many issues unless you have a connection with somebody who can get you into the door, onto the field, and that's the MLS is a closed door league. 100%. You
yeah.
gotta have
The
3 or
US
4 keys. Get in the front
Ooh,
door.
yeah.
You got to get past
Yeah,
the
lock.
security guy, face
Yeah.
recognition, fingerprint, and
Exactly.
then you're in.
Fingerprint. Yeah. Let's go down there. Let's check some DNA. And all right, you can come in.
I I think a lot of it stems from the whole idea that Americans can't play. Where they're like, "Oh, well, I'm in Europe. I'm shit in Europe.
They
I can
suck.
go over to the
Yeah,
US and I'm gonna be the best player ever."
There's too
And
much
it's just
politics though here.
not.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, the US, like I say it all the time. Like the USL, I really think is one of the most underrated leagues in the world.
Probably.
The
Owners.
USL gets no respect from anybody, and you could drag the USL to a lot of second tier leagues in Europe, and they would smack
Especially
second tier
the
teams.
best of the.
The
Yeah.
best, yeah, like the top because there is like 32
Yeah.
teams or
There's a lot.
36.
So
There's
there's
like the top ones. They're gonna go smoke
What's that?
European. They're gonna go smoke European teams. These USL teams, like
Some of them, yeah. Well, they're filled also with some European. That's the funny. South Americans,
I know they'll
Europeans of that Americans of that descent, so or actual Brazilian guys that are over there. Like the team,
I
pretty good.
I think you could pick random USL team out of the hat, bring them over to Croatia's third tier. They'll run the
Oh,
table. They'll run the
yeah,
league. They'll run the league
yeah,
easy. Unless some of the teams maybe
yeah.
put in a little too much money for the
Yeah.
refs. But if it's a fair game and no one's being
So is
paid
there
off,
is there no kind of funding
they'll-
that like allows that kind of stuff to happen? Like where more like lower league teams are able to like travel to different countries and like compete like they do at on the Champions League kind of scale? Like is there not anything like that for
there's I don't think there's any
I think it'd
motivation.
be so good for the sport. Like if we had some sort of way to bring like lower tier teams into a
I
tournament,
so
Wow.
so I think it would work in specific countries where there's money. Obviously, in the Balkans would not be a country.
I'm like
you'd be
talking
able to
about
pull
just
that
like an
off, 'cause
overriding
nobody-
organization like type like FIFA type that's like okay like we want to invest money in locating more players and more people from other areas of the world and we're going to bring in Croatian teams and teams from
Mhm.
Morocco, all
So
these
you're kind of thinking of like how they set up the Nations League, but with
yeah
clubs.
yeah kind of yeah
I can shed light on those from the athlete council stuff. So one, anything remotely like that, they actually have amateur. So the highest amateur league.
yeah
We have a championship for that. They're actually going to play against each other. The European is the first time it's ever happened, and I think it was supposed to happen this summer. So I don't know if it's going
Gotcha.
to happen. But the winners of the U.S. Amateur league are essentially going to play the winners of the European,
okay
I believe, league in New York. It was supposed to be in
Who's
New York.
our amateur league? What is that? The
Men's
USL two?
no,
it's a whole separate
no. It's completely separate. You know, our system is all over the place. But to get back to your idea on having those other, it would be your biggest issue, like you said, is going to be money because
Yeah.
the lower leagues don't have the same level. But if you tried to get FIFA or UEFA or whoever,
Yeah.
just some rich guy, I mean, Roman Abramovich, like Chelsea's owner, could fund this for 5 years like that. You
Yeah.
know, with here's $100 million. You guys sort it out. It would be dope to have instead of, because yes, the Europa League and the Champions League is only for the top leagues in each. However, there is a way for teams that play in the lower League B to get to the Europa League and the Europa League.
There was a club
Yeah.
in Sweden. I think it was Gothenburg.
Okay, is that the
actually,
year they did it?
where I think they went through
you
the
can win the
Swedish
cup.
Cup.
Okay.
Is how
Yeah.
they got through, and then they were just
Yeah.
advancing
And they just
round after
wrecked people.
round.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were kept going. Didn't they beat Arsenal or somebody during that run?
They beat
Yeah.
some crazy teams, and it was a team I was looking at to. They might have been third. Honestly, they might have been third tier in Sweden.
You get gems.
It was
like
it was a
that
team I was legitimately looking at to be like, I could go play here, and then whatever happened, happened. But then next they were just
running with it,
running the
but
table.
it would
in
be
Europe.
dope.
It'd be so cool.
It would be really dope to have
'Cause
the
it would be
USL face.
Yeah, it'd be the first time that like we've ever had something like March Madness almost that's like on a global like soccer scale, and like to have all these teams that are really like they have great philosophies, great technique. Like they go in, they've been playing this way for decades and decades and decades. They come in and just like are able to compete at such a high level that like we like, especially people in the Western world, like we have no idea about any of these leagues, any of these clubs. It's just I want to. How can we structure that? Like to freaking
take the do the Europa League Champions League structure and just get some outside funding. That was the only way to do it. So the top 2 or 3 teams of that, the ones that are getting bumped up, it'd have to be some. But the issue is that if you wanted to take those top teams, they're getting promoted that next year. So like if you play in the second division and you get top 1, 2, or 3, depending on your league, you're going to go up, which means that you're going to be playing in the league. It's going to change all that stuff. But if you could sort it out to take like the top 2 teams and like all of the second divisions everywhere, or all of the that would be that would be interesting. I'd watch that.
I think the USL. I think US Soccer should take the USL. Some of the teams on a European tour.
That'd be so
we need to know, don't we?
I think they really. I think
we need to know.
What?
We don't really measure ourselves.
That's what I think it would open up, because so many people are saying, "Oh, we need more U.S. players overseas. Oh, we need more," and it's just they don't. If you don't have club, if you haven't signed overseas, European teams just don't care. They don't care. I think if you brought USL teams over, actually showed results against certain teams over here, showed how they play, I think it would create a lot more.
Just competition in general. Just like get more European players. Like, oh, I could. Well, it creates competition in the USL. Like that's what I'm trying to say is like if you start taking people on tour and they go in and they play well in Sweden in the second or third tier, and then the players are like, oh well, maybe there is an opportunity for me if I want to go to the States to play. It's not a joke.
Even that, I was thinking more sending players from the USL overseas to get more seats. Because USL teams are very. I know when I was training with Loudon, we had a couple guys from Denmark, we had a couple guys from Europe, we had a bunch of guys from Central America, we had a couple guys from South. They're very diverse clubs they're very diverse clubs of a bunch of people who just haven't quite, I think, found their footing yet, but they can play. And I really think the U.S. Soccer can do themselves a lot of favors of just promoting.
If we take people there and they're able to stay and play, or if we go there and we're able to get people to come to us, like it's all helping. Because even if we get a Swedish or German or French player come here and they're playing on our team, but they're playing against other Americans, making them better in turn to prepare for. It's like, you have to feed it both ways. It's a mutual thing that it's going to benefit both sides, really.
Yeah. I mean, think about a tour where you go over there, Tyler, and then and the way we market things in the U.S., say everything, calms down and we get into a nice flow. Those teams are going to be dying to ask their directors to go to Miami, Florida, like to go to L.A. and to go to all these tours where you just get in Europe. Tyler, I don't think you've yet been with a club that's gone on a preseason tour, but the place to go there is Antalya, Turkey. That is or Dubai. Some of these places now, Dubai is trying to, as we talked about before, they're trying to make everyone go to Dubai for everything. But
they need a weather dome.
Turkey is the place.
Dubai needs a weather dome.
They need to get. Yeah, we need to get. That's the one thing they're missing. If we could get it, we got to go to get one of the royal family. I don't know how that works. If we just pitch them this idea, could you imagine? Yes, my friend. $1 billion.
I don't, I don't, I don't, I don't know if we want to be associated with how they're going to build the weather dome, though.
I don't know if the United Arab Emirates has the same level of issue that Qatar did.
Like we pay. Well, look at our construction. Like we don't have health care for our citizens, and like okay, well we have these people out here working as American citizens. Well, we don't take care of them. Most people who work in construction are minorities.
Construction's paid like $25,
It's all
$30
relative
an
though.
hour. I
So
think.
we're in that country, and they're treated this way when they're like, it's bad everywhere, man. We just put a nice bow on it here.
Yeah, but Qatar, they straight take their passports and they don't pay.
Oh, I know it's way worse, but yeah, it's just we can't let USA get off the hook here for we're perfect. We treat our people who build all our stadiums, and we build stadiums in cities, and it ruins the entire economy. And Trump is involved with multiple different kinds of hotels that he got public funding on, where he didn't have tax cuts and all these things. Goes in, fails, whole freaking economy. People don't get paid. Construction workers don't even get paid for the work they do to build and restructure all this stuff. It's a freaking disaster. It's just in a different way. It's just it's not so blatantly wrong here.
All right, I'll give you this since we're at our hour. I'll give you a little trivia. I've got in front of me the median salary of a construction worker in the U.S. in the year of 2018. Do you guys know?
Before we answer this, I'm telling you right now, the last job in the world that I would ever do is in the summer when it's 105 degrees outside and these dudes are repaving roads. And can you imagine? These dudes are wearing jeans, and I'm like, how are you doing that? I golfed yesterday in 93-degree weather. I had water and sunscreen, and I was literally dying, dude. I didn't even want to play. I paid $40, and I was like, I want to go home. Like, this is horrible. So, worst job ever.
That's what my dad was doing to pay his way through college, was tying steel like bridges in the middle of the summer. Like during summer, he'd go work construction, and it just sounds.
Isn't roofing also just one of those ridiculous?
In the summer, it's just you're sitting on black hotness, and the sun's just beating down. Yeah, I don't know how these guys do it. I think they should be paid $50 an hour for what they do. Like, that is incredibly difficult work. I would say the median.
I've got all the stats in front of me. It's really interesting.
I'll say median. God, median's such a tough stat. Median's.
Give me the average.
I'd rather do the mean. I'd rather do the average. I thought the median was
more or less median. Take that.
The middle number. I want however much everyone gets paid divided by how many people there are.
That's like the mode or whatever. I don't even.
I think the mean is that. The median is just that middle number.
Adult males attempt to do math without a calculator and algebra. Yeah. All right. Well, regardless. Okay. You want the average? The median salary in 2018. Just give me a guess. Just give me a guess what you think the median. We're 2020. I'll tell that after. Just give me the median salary in 2018 for a construction worker in the U.S.
For salary, you're saying for yearly?
How much money did he make in 1 year?
Shit, I don't know what hourly.
I'm gonna say $32,000 a year.
Okay, Tyler.
Say 55.
Tyler, no. $35,800 is the median. Now, you said 32, so that's really close. Now, the best paid 25% made $47,000 that year.
Yeah, and then you get the one step up.
Yeah. The lowest paid made $28,000.
100% believe that. Yep.
Yeah. So
are they working full time? Like, how does this?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if they're working the entire year or because it depends on where.
Our minimum wage, legal minimum wage, is $7.25.
I know the legal, but like, how many people would rather go sit behind a register than tie steel? So
I don't know. The average
You know, like there are people that like I have friends that do construction and they can't do that kind of work, you know, they're just like not built like that, but they should be getting paid way more than $28,000 a year to go do that kind of work, you know.
Oof. Yeah, it's rough.
Well, then how are we going to afford all these goddamn drones, B? Where are we going to get our tanks from if we have to actually pay these people building our country? You got to think before you speak.
Get them back out on the pavement.
Yeah, and yeah, we started this with the Thunder, or with the Thunder. I keep calling it the Thunderdome. I feel like that's like a place that's going to have to come out eventually.
That's a Mad Max. That's like
That's where we throw concerts.
not Mad Max. The Thunderdome is where they have the. I think it is Mad Max.
Well, we're just going to annex that. Bad T-boys, that's what they do. They annex things. They just walk right up to that building. Weather Dome, and now the Thunderdome is ours. Bad T-boys. Boom.
I think we have to talk to Mel Gibson.
Where is Mel Gibson? Is he okay?
He definitely threw his phone away and
Exactly. He
He's
saw
just
all the social
fuck up.
norms starting to get thrown out the window, people being held accountable.
I'll be back in 2 years. That's what he said.
I typed in his name, and I typed in now, and it's literally getting a lot of Mel Gibson. Where is he now?
he's 100% on the beach. Just I don't want to know. I don't care. I enjoy myself.
He is making a movie called Rothschild. And apparently it's about the Jews. And did he not get in trouble for some Jewish stuff already? So apparently people are like, why are you going there again?
So he's just riding Passion of the Christ wave. He's like, you know what? I think it's time for.
Do you guys know the Rothschilds is conspiracy stuff. You know who they are, right? The Rothschilds and
They went. Their kids or their grandkids went to Victoria's school. She's told me a lot. Yeah, their kids. That's what like she. Oh my god, the racism she's been talking about in that school is just mind blowing. Absolutely, 'cause it's like top, like Falls Church, like word, like up there. This is elite. These are the people that run the country. Are who
that's
is like
sad.
the neighborhood
That's
she
sad
grew up
for a
in.
lot of people to hear a secondhand account of people with such power having I don't know. We don't bump heads with them. We'll have to invite them to a Golarami party and see if they want to hang out with all our diverse group of people.
There's some stories coming out of those families that are
Horrific. Yeah.
the domino.
Should we call this Bad Tea Boys? Guys, first off, if you're here right now, we just need to tell them again. Guys, review on Apple. We're on Apple. Okay, we're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify now. Officially. We're officially there. And if you are here in this 1 hour into the podcast, you're part of the Tea Party.
The Tea Party, hashtag Tea Party. And we're taking it over.
We're taking it. Annexing. That's what our thing is. That's what the Biscuits, and we annex things. We go, boom, it's ours. Yeah.
The Golarami Revolution.
Hashtag Tea Party.
Hashtag Tea Party. Hit us up. If you do use that hashtag and you so happen tag us in a post on Instagram, we might do something.
Yeah. 100%.
We might go ahead and do something, and we might have some things that of our value, and that they might come to you, and it might land in your hands.
Well, we talk about things we might have. There's the last thing. I have done a 180 switch on automatic weapons.
I don't know what your original stance, and I don't know anything about guns.
My original stance was there's no reason for them. I don't understand why people would need them. It's just like it's just unnecessary.
And now you feel like they're completely necessary.
I would like. I don't want a pistol. I would like an AR-15 just locked away somewhere in my house to where I'm not gonna. It's not something I'm gonna go grab if I hear someone rustling around in my kitchen at night. I'm not gonna go grab. It's gonna be if when shit hits the fan, I have AR-15. I am not. I want to put it tucked away, and unless I'm going around to dick around at the shooting range, I don't want to. I don't want to touch it again.
Yeah, Goal Army HQ. We're gonna have a gun. A gun.
We're gonna mount a turrets.
We need a dope panic room too.
Oh yeah,
Like yeah, something
with peanuts
real.
and electrolyte water and propane.
We're going with the superior nut.
Pistachios.
The
Yeah, I
new
thought about that the other
pistachios.
day when I was in the store and I passed the pistachio. I was like, this fucking guy wants us to wait out the eclipse with the pistachios. We're gonna be feeling pistachios.
You need some way to spend your time. You're gonna go crazy if you have
We
nothing to
can
spend your
literally
time.
make podcasts for the future generations over and over again every day. I'm not peeling any pistachios. B, like we're gonna have B. B's the only one who's had culinary experience, but he's gotta be. We gotta get B to figure out how to cook different nuts. Oh, like we had, there's nothing you.
We had a peanut spread, and then we had a peanut brittle, and
We can. I make some for the Super Bowl. We made these really good pistachio lamb burgers where you crush a bunch of pistachios together and you mix them into the lamb.
the world's over. We're eating pistachios.
Well,
What a great way to wrap up the show on that note.
Yeah. Do we have any? We have nothing to plug here right now. We should plug something that doesn't exist. The Muscle Maker. Get it?
The Muscle Maker 3000 is coming out really, really soon. I saw it last week. Wow. Saw the prototype.
We got something good we could plug.
Well, we always have stuff, but
Dash FC, or we plugging him, or
I couldn't hear. I heard B. That's why. Yeah. Shout out to the D balls. That's what I call him, President. President Pete D balls.
You see his new nickname. Everyone's new name is called him Bunker Bitch. Yeah, it's real. It's trending. Bunker Bitch.
Yeah. Good talking to you, Tea Party. Go ahead and send us your DMs, send us your videos, but don't send us your hate mail or your emails or your complaining, because we won't read them. Going straight into the shredder.
That's where all of our emails just instantly get put into a shredder. They get sent, they get tweeted out, and they just go.
And then there's an automatic program that immediately deletes it. Don't want it in our inbox. All right.
all right, Tea Party.
See you later. Peace.